Welcome to the summary of Ramit Sethi's best-selling book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. By the end of this session, you will be able to define what a rich life means to you personally, identify the big wins that lead to disproportionate financial results, and apply the 85% solution to start managing your money without needing to be an expert. This book isn't about boring budgeting or skipping your daily latte. It is a 6-week program designed to help you automate your finances and focus on living a life you love. We've met our first objective by introducing the core philosophy of the book. Now, let's dive into why most people struggle with money and how to overcome it. One of the biggest hurdles to getting rich isn't a lack of money, but a trap called infoglut and the tendency to debate minutia. Think about how people try to lose weight. They argue about carbs or apple cider vinegar instead of just eating less and exercising more. Money is the same. We debate which high-interest savings account is 0.01% better, or what the stock market will do tomorrow instead of just getting started. Ramit introduces the 85% solution. It is far better to get it 85% right and actually start than to wait until you are an expert and do nothing. We've now seen how focusing on action over perfection allows you to bypass the infoglut that paralyzes most people. Next, we will look at the power of starting early. The single most important factor in becoming rich is starting early. Let's look at a concrete example of how time does the heavy lifting for you through compound interest. Meet Smart Sally and Dumb Dan. Smart Sally starts investing at age 35. She puts away $200 a month for just 10 years and then never touches it again. Dumb Dan waits until he's 45 to start. He invests the same $200 a month, but he does it for 20 years, twice as long as Sally. By the time they both reach age 65, assuming an 8% return, Sally has over $181,000. Dan, despite working twice as hard and contributing more of his own money, only has about $118,000. Sally ends up with $60,000 more than Dan just because she started 10 years earlier. This example proves that the perfect time to invest was 10 years ago, but the second best time is today. Now that we understand the math, let's talk about the mindset needed to actually do it. To move forward, we have to address our invisible scripts. These are the internal messages we've absorbed from parents and society that guide our financial decisions without us even realizing it. Do any of these sound familiar? These scripts often lead to a victim culture, where it feels easier to be cynical about the economy or the system than to take responsibility for our own behavior. Ramit's message is blunt. Nobody is coming to rescue you. You aren't a victim, you are in control. Once you internalize this, you can stop playing defense, shrugging at fees and wondering where your money went, and start playing offense. Being on offense means defining your rich life. A rich life isn't about having the most money. It's about using money to do what you love. For some, it's traveling for a month every year. For others, it's being able to buy a book the second they want it without thinking about the price. By identifying your own invisible scripts and defining your rich life, you move from guilt to intentionality. Next, we'll look at the specific big wins that make this lifestyle possible. The key to a rich life is focusing on the big wins rather than agonizing over small expenses. 1. Automating your accounts. 2. Finding a job you love. 3. Negotiating your salary. 4. Investing early and consistently. Most people spend hours trying to save $3 on a latte, but ignore the 5 or 10 things that provide massive results. If you get the big wins right, like negotiating a $5,000 raise or setting up an automated investment plan, you never have to worry about the cost of coffee again. This leads to the concept of conscious spending. It isn't about cutting everything out. It's about spending extravagantly on the things that make you happy, while being relentlessly frugal with the things that don't. If you love high-end travel but don't care about cars, fly business class and sell the car. Ramit's 10 rules summarize this journey. 1. Spend extravagantly on what you love. 2. Focus on big wins. 3. Investing should be boring. 4. There is no limit to how much you can earn. Remember, there is a limit to how much you can cut, but no limit to how much you can earn. We have now covered the big wins and the mindset of conscious spending. You are now equipped with the core principles of I Will Teach You to Be Rich. Start your 6-week program today, automate your system, and go live your rich life outside of the spreadsheet.